I'll mute you and we'll get started. Cool. Okay, so we're going to start in a cross-legged position. You might notice that when we're doing stuff, by the way, today, that I don't put my right heel down. That's because I've injured it and it doesn't go on the floor anymore. So if I'm doing things on my tiptoes, you don't need to. I'm just, yeah, broken. Okay, bring the hands down onto the knees, turn the palms to face up. And just find length through the spine, just sitting up tall, lifting through the crown of the head. Lowering the gaze or closing down the eyes completely if you feel comfortable doing so. And just let yourself take these first few moments this morning. Letting the breath find itself in the body. It's always quite interesting when we encourage ourselves to just witness the breath, how quickly we try to change it, adapt it, grow it, move it. But try as best you can to just watch it. Notice whether you're breathing through the nose or the mouth. And take a moment to just lift the corners of the mouth and give yourself a proverbial pat on the back for simply getting out of bed this morning to allocate time for yourself. To start your Monday, perhaps your week, in a nicer way. Take a really deep full breath in, lift the belly up, lift the crown of the head up. And as you exhale, open the mouth, sigh anything that comes to mind out. Inhale, take a deep full breath in. And exhale out. One more of those. Inhale right to the top. Exhale it all out. Take another deep breath in. As you exhale, I'd like you to gently drop the chin down towards the chest. Notice the temptation to round into the upper back and see if you can pull the shoulders back. So we're just focusing on that cervical spine at the very top of the neck. With your next inhale, gently bringing the right ear towards the right shoulder, rolling halfway around. And as you exhale, roll chin back to chest. Inhale, left ear comes to left shoulder, pull the right shoulder down and away. And exhale, chin comes down to chest. Inhale, right ear comes to right shoulder. Exhale, chin comes down to chest. Inhale, left ear, left shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhaling, roll the right ear to the right shoulder. Pulling the left shoulder down and away, gently extend the right arm out to the side, bend at the elbow and bring it over to add a gentle amount of weight onto the side of the head. Release that arm down. Bring the fingertips down to the right side, reach the left arm up. And then reach all the way over, taking a side bend, keeping that right ear to right shoulder as best you can. Inhale, pull the left arm up and pull the fingertips down. Keep the right ear to the right shoulder, right fingers on the ground. Pull the left fingers down and away from you to the left side. Perhaps feeling a sense of length down through the metastatic muscles at the side of the neck, all the way down into the top of the shoulder, perhaps. Maybe you feel it in the left forearm. Gently bring the left fingers down alongside the body and roll the head all the way back. Releasing the teeth, parting them slightly so that we're not overstraining through the front of the neck. And then gently bringing left ear to left shoulder. And then very slowly bring the chin all the way back down to the chest. On your next inhale, whenever it happens for you, lift the head and just move it left to right. Keeping the eyes closed if you can throughout this practice. At the beginning, certainly keep yourself inwards. Bring the hands back onto the knee. Take a deep breath in as you exhale, drop chin to chest. Take another deep breath in as you exhale, bring left ear to left shoulder. And very slowly, perhaps extend the left arm up. Bringing it onto the right side of the head, adding a small amount of weight, pulling that right shoulder down and away. Slowly with your next inhale, release the left hand, bring fingers down to the ground, reach the right arm up. And continue this lateral bend the right side all the way through, pressing into the left fingertips so we're pushing the right rib cage out. Unsticking the intercostal muscles between the ribs, letting them spread wider so we can fill the lungs with more air. And slowly bringing the right arm up, keeping the left ear to the left shoulder, bring the right fingers down as if they were going to come towards the ground, but don't quite bring them all the way there. And then imagine pulling the right fingers away from you to the right side. Left ear stays down on left shoulder. One more deep breath in, ground the right fingers. And then slowly allow the head to come all the way back, releasing the top and bottom teeth. Eventually rolling right ear to right shoulder. And chin comes down to chest. Lifting the head up and turning left and right. Good. Bringing the hands to rest on the wrist. Hands rest on the wrist. Hand to rest on the knees. And then I'd like you to draw your thumb all the way across towards the little finger and hold. Release the thumb away. Draw the first finger all the way down towards the thumb, the base of the thumb. Release it away. Draw the middle finger all the way down. Release it away. Perhaps start to notice any sensations occurring in the forearms as you do this. Bring ring finger all the way down to the thumb. And away. Bring the little finger all the way down. And away. Work your way back in your own time. Little finger starts. Expanding the hands wide, bringing them so that the forearms, the back of the forearms come to rest on the knees and the wrists are loose over the edge. Then gently pull the fingers down towards the ground and pull the fingers up towards the ceiling, curling the fingertips back towards the forearms. Open the fingers wide, pull them down towards the ground. Bring the fingertips up, curl the fingers towards the forearms. 3 more times, open wide, pull down. Pick it up and curl. Open wide, pull down. Come up and curl. Last time, open and down. Come up and curl. Curling the fingers all the way in, wrap the thumbs over the top, turn them so that the thumbs face up. Then I'd like you to just point the thumbs down and pull them back. So we're starting to work on a different part of the forearm, noticing perhaps a difference in the ability to point each wrist, noticing if one is stiffer than the other. Doing 5 of these again in total. And once you've done 5, turning the forearms down, knuckles face up, and gently point the knuckles down to the ground and pulling them back towards you. Down to the ground and back. One more. Good. Rolling yourselves over. Find your way into the tabletop position for me. Hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. We're just going to start by moving the body side to side. So really shifting across to the right side and really shifting across to the left. Breathing and stretching into the side of the rib cage as you move. One more time each side. Come to find a neutral position, extend the right leg back behind you. Good, and then start to shift the weight forward right over the wrists. And then press the right heel back and away. Shift the weight forward over the wrists. Press the heel back and away. Shift yourself forward. Shift it back. Good, come to find a neutral position somewhere between the two and then bend at the right knee. Heel towards the ceiling. And I'd like you to turn the toes out and try and turn the toes in. So we're just using the feet to start to open the hip. Really gently, just becoming aware of how turning the toes allows the knee to start to move too. One more each way. Good. Bringing the heel towards the ceiling, trying to bring the toes into a neutral position. We're just going to warm up the glutes a little bit. I'd like you to just keeping that 90-degree angle with the knee, just start to move the heel towards the ceiling. 3, 2, 1. Keeping the glute engaged, start to open that hip up. Holding for 3, 2, 1. Gently bring the knee all the way back down. Good work. Swapping sides. Extend the left leg back behind you. Straighten it as best you can. Draw the rib cage in underneath. As you inhale, shift the weight forward. And as you exhale, press the heel back. Inhale, shift the weight forward. Find strength and length through the wrists, the forearms. Exhale. Find strength and length through the back of the leg. One more time. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, press back. Come and find that neutral position. And again, bend the knee. Lift the heel towards the ceiling. Use the toes. Turn out. Let the knee move out slightly. Turn the foot in. Turn the toes out. Turn them in. 2 more times. Good. Come to find a neutral position. Toes point straight back. Keeping that 90-degree angle, hips are level, ribs draw in, and then gently pulsing up for 5, 4, 3, waking up the glute, 2, 1. Keep the foot high, keep the glute active, start to yawn the hip open. And then gently bring the hip back down, plant the knee. Good, okay, sink the hips all the way back for me into child's pose. You can keep the knees close together, you can walk them wide, entirely up to you. I'd like you to keep the left arm extended as far forward as you can get it, and bring the right hand behind you, tucking the fingers into the waistband. Bring the head down into a neutral position. With the next inhalation, we're going to gently start to roll the right shoulder open as if we were trying to bring it up toward the ceiling. And then as you exhale, sink the hips back, close the right shoulder down. So we're inhaling, lifting the hips slightly, right shoulder rolls open. Exhale, hips and shoulder come back down. Working into the thoracic 2 more times. Inhale to open. Exhale, come down. Inhale to open. Exhale, sink down. Reach the right arm forward. Extend it again as far forward as you can get it. Bring the left hand behind you, tuck it into the waistband. Doing the same thing on the other side. As you inhale, lift the hips slightly, roll the left shoulder open. Bring the shoulder back down. Lift it up, open. Exhale, bring it down. 2 more times. Inhale to open. Exhale down. Inhale, gently try and open. Exhale, bring it down. Walk the left hand further forward. Walk the fingers as far forward as you can so the hips start to move, so the hips end up over the knees. So we come into this extended puppy, opening up through the chest. Trying to soften the shoulders down, soften the chest down, keeping those hands actively pressing the ground away. As you inhale, start to lift the gaze up. Drop the forearms down. Tuck the toes underneath. Lift the knees up. Shift them forward, finding a forearm plank. Just holding here for a moment, starting to wake up the abdominals, pulling them in towards you, tucking the pelvis underneath. And then gently drop all the way down. Come onto the top of the feet, inhale, pull the shoulders back, lift the chest, find space. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, lower the chest, draw the hands under the shoulders. Tuck the toes, inhale to a tabletop. And then exhale, push back, find your first downward facing dog. Take a full deep breath cycle in. A long exhale out. And then as you inhale, rise onto the tiptoes, slowly start to walk the feet forward towards the hands. Inhaling, lifting halfway to invite length. Exhale, bend the knees to fold. Inhale, sweep the arms, reach them all the way up, overhead to standing. Exhale, soften the hands down alongside the body. We're just going to move through a few rounds of classical sun salutation A. As you inhale, sweep, reach the arms up overhead. As you exhale, bend the knees, hinge the body, fold all the way down. Relax the head. Inhale, lift halfway to invite length. Exhale, plant the hands, walk or step both feet to the back of the mat, find plank line. Perhaps dropping knees, perhaps keeping them up, lowering through chaturanga. Inhale, top of the feet, lift the chest, squeeze the elbows in behind. Exhale to come down. Tucking the toes, pushing back, finding your way to downward facing dog. And taking 3 full breath cycles here, letting the exhale sigh out of the body. Two more of those, working on the fingers, drawing fingertips towards the palms at the same time, keeping them active, micro bending the elbows. Your next inhale, make it a big one. As you exhale, walk the feet forward towards the hands. Inhaling, lifting halfway to invite length. Exhale, bend the knees to fold. Inhale, sweep, reach the arms, come all the way up to standing. One more time. Exhale, soften the knees, fold the body all the way down. Inhale, lifting halfway to invite length. Exhale, plant the hands, walk or step the feet back, high plank. Take a deep breath in, exhaling, lowering through chaturanga, your version. Coming onto the top of the feet, shoulders roll back, squeeze the elbows. Exhale to lower. Tuck the toes, inhale to a tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, breathe it in deeply. Exhale, let it out completely. Inhale, expand the belly, lift the chest, spread the shoulder blades wide. Exhale it out. Inhale, fill yourself all the way up. Exhale all the way back down. Take another deep breath in. As you exhale, start to walk the feet forward toward the hands. Inhaling, lifting halfway to find length. Exhale, bend the knees to fold. Inhale, sweep, reach the arms, come all the way up to standing. And exhale, reach the hands down by your side. Okay, so finding your way into Tadasana, so feet want to be underneath the hips, whether that means that they naturally find themselves together or slightly apart is entirely up to you. Pulling the toes in towards the main arches of the feet so we feel all three arches gently lift. Drawing the kneecaps up, engaging the quads, scooping the ribs down so the pelvis adapts underneath. Fingers spread wide, pull them down as if trying to ground you through to the floor. Pull the chin back towards you so you create a double chin and encourage length at the back of the neck. And then close down the eyes, feeling the strength here in this posture, every muscle actively working. The eyes closed, I invite you to gently shift the weight onto the right foot. And see if you can lightly pick up the right, holding it just above the ground. Noticing the breath. Noticing the micro muscles in the ankles as they start to warm up. Taking one more full breath cycle in. One long exhale out. As you inhale, pick the foot up a little bit higher. Try and hold for 2 more breaths. As you exhale, allow the foot to come all the way down. Good, and then gently swap sides. Practicing my tiptoes is going to be fun. Okay, keep the eyes closed. Gently pick up the other foot just off the mat. Again, keeping those fingertips active, the knee on that standing leg engaged. Take one more deep breath cycle here. And gently pick the foot up higher. Take 2 breath cycles. Trying to slow the mind as well as the breath. Release the foot down. Good. As you inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Lift up onto the tiptoes of the right foot. Inhale, bring the left heel up. Drop the right heel down. Inhale, right foot comes up. Left heel goes down. Inhale, come up. And swap down. Inhale, come up. And swap down. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, come up, hold. Keeping the eyes open if they're not already. Again, noticing those micro adjustments that the body needs to make. Trying to tuck the pelvis underneath, engage the glutes, squeeze the abdominals in. And then gently lower the heels, come all the way down. Take a deep breath, reach the fingertips high as you exhale, soften the knees, fold the body, come all the way. Inhale, lifting halfway to find line. Exhaling, planting the hands, walking or stepping the feet back. And pushing back into a downward facing dog. Take a full deep breath cycle in. And as you exhale, drop down onto the knees. If you can, crossing the ankles, walking the hands back, rolling yourself over to a seated position. Otherwise, just walking your legs around and finding your way down onto the mat. Moving back into the middle, bringing the knees towards the chest, roll yourself all the way back.
Practicing the arms either side of the body at shoulder height. Take a full deep breath cycle in. As you exhale, dropping the knees over towards the right side. Your next inhale, roll onto your back, knees come to ceiling. Take a full breath cycle there with the knees up. Take another deep full breath in. As you exhale, drop the knees to the other side. As you next inhale, roll onto your back, hug the knees to the chest. Bringing the arms around the knee or around the shins, making sure the feet lie evenly next to each other. Then gently release the feet down. Walk the legs all the way to the bottom of the mat. Bringing the feet wide, bringing the hands alongside the body, the palms upturned. Tucking the chin down towards the chest to find length at the back of the neck. And start to notice the breath. As you inhale, encourage the belly, the chest, and the collarbones to expand up to the ceiling. And as you exhale, sigh the air back out, collarbones, chest, and belly. Inhale, breathe into the width of the body, spread the ribcage wide. Exhale, hug the ribs back to the spine. Inhale, breathe into the back of the body. Exhale, sigh it all out. Inhale, breathe up into belly, chest, and collarbones. Exhale, empty collarbones, chest, and belly. Inhale, breathe into the width of the body, spread the ribcage wide up under the armpit. Exhale, hug the ribs back to the spine. Inhaling, breathing up through the lower back, the upper back, spread the shoulder blades, lift up into the top of the shoulders. As if trying to come up off the mat, and as you exhale, ground yourself all the way back down. Letting the breath settle for a moment. Slowly starting to move the fingers, move the toes. Reach the arms up, overhead and behind you. Stretch yourself out from end to end. And then slowly rolling onto your right or your left side. Curling yourself up into a ball, pausing there for a moment. And then gently extending the top leg, pushing down with the top hand, gently press your way back up to a seated position on your mat. Bringing the hands to rest on the knees. Lifting up through the vertebrae, lifting up through the crown of the head. And just taking a moment to think of the things that you get to do today, rewording that language of things that you must or have to do to things that you get to do today. And turn this Monday morning into a real gratitude practice. Bring the arms out in front of you, rub the hands together to generate some heat. Bring the fingers over the eyes. Blink the eyes open behind the hands. Spread the fingers to let light back in slowly. And draw the hands down when you feel ready. Namaste. Happy Monday, guys!